Hello, good morning, guys joining us. This is Jo here from Shortcuts.
Hi, and here's Alex from Google.
Just wait for a few more people to arrive. Lots of people coming in. Hello, good morning. That's so on time. I love it. Hairdressers and beauty therapists are always on time because they know how important time is. So have you guys all taken a break from the business this morning? Busy Thursday, late night for a lot of you. Remember my late nights in the salon and my sore feet when I got home. All right. Well, for those of you that missed the little introduction, my name is Jo Burgess. I'm one of the co-founders here at Shortcuts, and I look after the product team and work with some of our big partners, such as Google. And I'd like to introduce you to Alex. Hey, Alex.
Hello, everyone. Here's Alex dialing in from Google Sydney. I'm a strategic partner manager working closely with Shortcuts, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today. And I'm looking forward to telling you a little bit more about Google and what Google can do for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Yes, I'm super excited. We've been wanting to get Alex onto a webinar for a while to share her knowledge. We've been working with her and the awesome team at Google for about 18 months now, and I think together learning a lot about Google, and obviously learning a lot about how the hairdressing, beauty, spa, barber industry can really get seen, and the huge opportunities that we have in that space, because there's not a lot of people doing a lot of stuff. So it's a great time for us to learn how to maximize the most out of Google. So today I'm going to talk just for a tiny little bit, but mostly I want you guys to get the knowledge and some insights from Alex, and then we'll come back and answer any questions that you've got together. So I think we'll kick off. All right, so welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate your time. We know how valuable your time is, and that you are very careful about how you spend it. So we're very grateful that you are here joining us today. So just to kick off, I've done a little intro before, but that is us in nice, pretty pictures. Alex is our strategic partner manager from Google, and she's just a delight to work with and so knowledgeable that I can't wait for her to share all of the secrets with you guys. And that's me, Jo Burgess. All right, so just I really love this image, and I get asked a lot because I look after the product vision for our company and the direction and all of the new things that we developed. I get asked a lot, so what does the future look like? And it's a really, really big question, and it depends on who you ask as to what the answer is. So this is a picture from a fashion tech designer that I stumbled across, I think about a couple of years ago now. Her name is Anouk Wipret, and she's incredible. She makes fashion and wearable clothing out of things like, Intel chips, and using digital printing with sensors. And it's just quite incredible what she does. And her dresses that she makes, they interact with the environment around the wearer, and also the person's respiratory system, how they're breathing, and how they're feeling. And she says, when asked what does the future look like, this is her quote: "Our present bond with technology will morph into personal connections with the interfaces around us." And I just love that quote, because I think it helps me frame the vision for how we want software interactions to be in a salon, spa or barber environment. How can we use technology to create more meaningful personal connections in the environment that we work? So I just really love that. So how do we think at Shortcuts technology will shape the future of your business environments? Well, I believe that the salon of the future, or the spa or barber salon of the future, will be highly driven by technology, way more than it is even now, but hardly seen. So there will be really discrete touch points throughout the guest journey where you will be able to access technology from a mobile device to provide a highly customized and tailored interaction for every single guest. I think also it's very, very important in our industry that you are able to differentiate yourself from everybody else. So when we develop technology that particularly interacts with your customers, so a touch point where they are interacting with the technology. We want to make that experience beautiful, and we want it to be an extension of your brand. So that means that your online booking experience will look and feel different to a competitor down the road, even though you may be using the same technology. So here we strongly believe that we need to provide environments where you can portray your brand using our technology to mirror the physical and the digital experience. So when a client is not in your business, that you're able to interact and talk to them, and it looks and feels exactly like your brand and not just like everybody else. The data that we are able to collect on the clients throughout their journey and afterwards when they're not in the business allows you to also create tailored interactions. It's not a one-size-fits-all experience in a salon these days. Some people love to spend all day and chat and buy all the products, and some people like to come in and out and not talk to anybody. So having data will allow you to personalize those experiences and make them really, really seamless in your salon. The most important thing that I think we do as a product team at Shortcuts is be constantly looking at what consumer and industry trends are happening. Where are your customers? What are they doing online? Where are they spending most of their time? How can we connect with them in a way that suits them? You know, are they on email or are they on social media? Do they like to go to your website to read your blog? How do they like to interact with you? Do they like a personal app? And we're constantly looking at how we can improve our connections using technology for you guys and your customers, and also what other industries are doing. So, you know, trailblazers like Starbucks and Sephora, and, you know, looking at how they are integrating, I should say, technology into their businesses. The biggest thing that we're focusing on is the guest experience or the client experience. So anywhere where our software interacts with your customers is our number one focus in making that beautiful, frictionless, and easy for the customer to use so that they feel connected to your brand. So there's so many places now compared to 5 years ago where a customer interacts with technology. So it's from finding you on Google through to making a booking, through to confirming the booking, what happens when they arrive, what happens when they're in the chair or in the treatment room, what happens when you're adding extra products and services to the transaction, how do we make the checkout or the transaction seamless, what happens when they walk out the door, are we asking them for feedback, what are we doing with that feedback, and how are we keeping in contact with them between visits. So there are quite a lot of technology touch points, we call them, where we provide a service that helps facilitate a connection between you and your client. So having a think about your guest experience and how you use technology to facilitate that is something that I recommend that you should all do on a regular basis, because it changes. The way you delivered your guest experience 2 years ago, I imagine it's a little bit different today. Everybody's very time poor, probably noticing that people are booking later and later, so less people are rebooking into the future. They're booking at the last minute, they're booking on the same day. I analyse data that tells me that that is what is happening. The percentage of customers that book this same day or even within an hour is on a trend upwards. So we need to make sure that we can facilitate that. We can't force people to book 6 weeks in advance if other businesses are allowing them to be flexible and book last minute appointments from an app. People are wanting to talk less to a person. It's too hard to try and work out when they can make an appointment these days because they're so busy. So they want to do that in their own time, using an online booking system or using an app. So that's something just to be really aware of. Then obviously after we deliver a beautiful guest experience, we need to make sure we can have the business runs efficiently to support that guest experience. So those are things like integrating systems, having your accounting system integrated in with your Shortcuts point of sale, being able to access information quickly via reports. The way we consume data, completely different these days. I think Fitbit has paved the way for small pieces of information just in time to help guide us towards our goals. So we've just recently launched a new cloud reporting platform, which if you haven't seen, you need to jump on board and have a look at that, because it provides you information at the right time to help you deliver that guest experience and drive an efficient business. And then this is kind of where Google comes in, because once you're keeping up to date with consumer and industry trends and you're delivering a beautiful experience and you're running an efficient business, you need to scale and you need to grow. And the best way to grow is through acquiring new customers, obviously keeping your own existing ones and growing from referrals, which we know this is huge in our industry, but acquiring new clients. And it's all happening online. Let me tell you, I can't wait for Aleks to share some of the numbers of people that are searching for and looking for you guys online. So that is why we have been working with Google for the last 18 months, is because we know that we can help you, because we've got the facility to bring them into your business via online booking and via your app and all of those different things. So we need to get your shop front. I call it, the Google is like the biggest shopping center in the world. If you can look good and stand out in the biggest shopping center in the world, which is Google, then that's what we want to try and do, is help you to do that. So I've kind of talked about where Google fits in. So at this point, I'm going to hand over to the gorgeous Aleks to tell you all about Google and give you some insights as to what is happening in our industry.
Great. Thank you so much, Jo. It was great to hear your insights, how you believe the salon of the future will look like. For me, it's such a pleasure to be here with you today. I've been working with the Shortcuts team for over a year right now, trying to help all of you get online and be present on Google whenever your future customers are looking for you. Let me start by acknowledging that currently we don't really go online anymore. We actually live online, and we love using our phones to answer questions and accomplish things in a fast and very seamless way. When we look at the time that Aussies spend with media, one statistics really stands out, which shows that currently most of the time is spent on digital media. So Google, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc. This is way more than the time people spend on TV, radio, or print. So digital is where your customers are. And they are online not only to browse on the internet or scroll through a Facebook page, they are there to look for hairdresser, find what the local barber shops are, and where the closest laser clinic is. We all know nobody really goes to a newspaper to book a hairdresser. So let's look now more closely into some of the insights for your industries that we at Google prepared exclusively for you. Across all the beauty and hair verticals, such as hairdressers, barbers, laser clinics, and spa salons, we see strong increases in the number of Google searches, which means that the interest among Aussies is booming when it comes to looking online for businesses like yours. This is a great space to be in. Let's look right now at the number of queries in Australia related to beauty and hair salons specifically. One number that I want you to remember is that there are around 30 million Google searches related to beauty industry per quarter. So that relates to hairdressers, beauty, spa, wellness, etc. This number is huge. And among all those 30 million searches, the searches that are the most popular are hairdresser and hair salon, with over 400,000 queries per quarter. Very popular recently, barber and barber shop with 300,000. Also, what's popular are queries like haircuts near me, spa salon, and beauty salon. Let me tell you a little bit more here about the location also where people are searching, as I get a lot of questions about that. So when people put a query hair salon or hairdresser, they get already localized results for the area, for the location they are in. So let's say if I'm on the Gold Coast and I search for hairdressers, I'll get results for hair salons in the Gold Coast and ideally in the nearest area around me. So important to know is that Google knows where the user is and matches the query based on the location. So whenever you create campaigns online, you don't necessarily need to add location keywords because Google already would know where your clients are. Let's look right now more closely into statistics relevant for your industries. Joe asked me to pull a few insights and trends related to hair salons, wellness, therapy and spa and laser clinics and barbers, because I know that this is of your interest. This is a data that Google doesn't really publish widely out there. This is something that the shortcuts team has access to. So what we'll be looking here are the search trends, which means the number of queries that people put into Google in Australia to identify which industries are growing online. Let's start with wellness therapy and massage. So what we see over here is that the number of queries related to that vertical has increased 40% year over year. For us at Google, this is a huge number. Very rarely we see double-digit numbers right now when it comes to queries on Google. This is a great news for you because it shows that more and more people within that vertical go online and search for businesses like yours. What's even more interesting is that, as you can see, the number of queries increased 40% year on year. However, the number of clicks into ads has actually increased by over 50%. What it means for you is that people are more willing to click on ads because they find it more relevant and they find it more appealing. One thing that I do want to point over here as well, which is good for you from the marketing perspective, is the last column over here, which is the CPC. CPC is understood as cost per click. So how much are you paying for each individual click into your ad? What we can see here is that even though the number of queries has increased over the past year and the number of clicks has also increased, the cost per advertising stayed at the same level, which again, for any marketer out there, this is great news. All right, let's see now how the numbers look for laser clinic treatment. In front of you, another great vertical with a lot of increases on Google. Over here, we can see that the number of queries increased by 100% compared to last year. Also, the number of clicks into the ads has increased by over 90%, which is another great signal that this is a booming vertical where people go online, search online for salons and services related to laser skin treatment. The ad CTR, which is the click-through ratio into your ads, has also increased by 11%. The CPC has slightly decreased, as you increased, as you can see here, by 5%. This is a small increase, where the average cost per click for those businesses averages around $1.65. All right, let's move on right now to hair salons, as I'm sure a lot of you are very interested how the numbers are looking for all the salons over here. Another good news, a lot of numbers in green, as you can see, the number of queries has increased by over 20% year over year, which again means that more people go online and search for your businesses on Google. One thing that I want to call out over here is that you can see the number of queries on mobile has increased, but the highest, 26% year-on-year increase, which means that it's obviously very important for you to be present whenever people are searching on mobiles. Also, the number of clicks has increased here twice as much, actually, as the number of queries. And very good news for you also in terms of your advertising is that the cost per click, so the cost of advertising on Google, has decreased by 9%. All right. Last but not least, let's have a look at the data for all the barbers that are here on the call. And on the graph, you can see that the popularity for searching for barbers online has significantly increased. As a matter of fact, here we saw a 90% year-over-year increase and over 20,000 monthly searches for barbers, barbershops, and barbers near me. So what we have noticed over all the businesses, all the verticals that we looked at, which are the hair salons, laser clinics, wellness and spa, and barbers, is that there is a boom in Google searches. People are hungry to find information on Google about your salons, your locations, what makes you unique, and about all the services you offer. So once all those customers who searched for your business arrive in store, we have noticed that they are more informed than ever. As a matter of fact, 76% of people who conducted a local search, so a local search can be hair salon near me, barbershop, Gold Coast. So all those people that conducted a local search on their mobile phones has visited a store in 24 hours. This is a great news. So the key takeaway for you here is to make sure to be there whenever your potential clients are looking for you. The key to success is for your salon listing to appear right when people are searching for businesses like yours or the services you offer, both on Google and on Google Maps. So my question to you is, have you ever Googled yourself? Have you ever noticed how you appear on the searches or on the map? If not, I highly encourage you to do so, to see if your business is out there and if the message that you have for your potential clients is relevant and appealing. All right, now let's look at something different, something really interesting, namely a comparison between Google and Facebook as a medium. I find it fascinating. So in a book called Everybody Lies by New York Times, writer Seth Stephens-Davidowitz swears by studying Google searches. He likes to call them the digital truth serum, as people write things in the search box that they would not tell to anyone. His point is that everybody lies at all times, to themselves, to their families, friends, market researchers, etc., but not to Google, because they have an incentive to be honest in order to get the information they are looking for, in order to find the answers. And in turn, that provides us with great insights into what they truly think. Google searches are a great addition to what you already know about the customer. I especially like to compare them to what people post on social media and what I call their ideal life. So for instance, let's look at how people describe their husbands on social media. My husband is my best friend. My husband is awesome. My husband is dope. My husband is my life and my blessing. All right, let's click right now and let's see how those searches look on Google. Well, when on Facebook we saw such a heartwarming view of description of the marriage, we see something different here on Google. We see that my husband is gay, mean, selfish, lazy, boring, the best. Slightly different picture of a marriage. Yet some husbands are still the best across both of those platforms, which is very encouraging. All right, let's apply it right now to beauty. So on social media, beauty is filtered. It's a world of perfect end looks where eyebrows are on flick, on point, thick. Let's look at Google right now. When we look at Google searches, the filter is off and we see people's struggles and the emotional roller coaster that leads to having those eyebrows on fleek, to have them perfect. Indeed, on Google, eyebrows are thinning, too thin, crooked, too short, or not growing back. So as you can see, people definitely need assistance with their eyebrows. Now that we have established that a lot of people are looking for beauty specialists online and need some help with their hair, eyebrows, or skin, let's have a look how Google can help you create an effective online marketing campaign to reach all those people that are searching for services like yours online. So to create a good campaign, it's crucial to invest time in planning and strategizing your Google Ads campaign and identifying what success looks like for you. My advice before starting with any sort of a Google Ads project is to have those three things in mind. Number one, where your potential customers are. Identify these because this will help us create a very specific campaign for you, which will reach only people in your target location. In Google Ads, we are able to target in a very narrow location around your business. We can do the radius targeting, let's say people within 5 kilometers from your business, and reach only customers that are relevant for you. Secondly, something that I get asked very often, identify what will be a suitable budget to start with that you'll be comfortable at least for 3 months. Most of our solutions at Google leverage the power of Google machine learning algorithm, which helps identify patterns of user behaviors. Patterns that most likely will lead to a booking, phone call, or inquiry, which is something that is very relevant for you. And that is why the more data we have within your online campaigns and the longer they run, the better we can optimize your account and make sure that the campaign performs at the standard that you're expected to. Finally, identify what is unique about your business, because this will help us deliver the right message to the right customer. The Shortcuts team will be able to work with you to make sure you have the most powerful ads, selected the best keywords, and added a variety of extensions that can extend your ad. Before I finish, I would like to tell you about one more thing, namely Google My Business. We call it GMB. And you can think about GMB as your digital store. GMB is a listing on Google search results and on Google Maps that helps you connect directly with customers. I believe it's crucial for businesses like yours to be present on GMB. GMB is free and it's simple to use. On your GMB page, you will be able to show information about your address, opening hours, your website, and most importantly, your phone number will show there as well, making it easy for people to call you directly from Google Maps. Also, what's important to know is that on Google My Business page, you can now upload posts to showcase what's unique about your business, what's the new service that you're introducing. You can also respond to clients' reviews, add pictures, even videos, to highlight what makes your business special. Finally, the data that you add to your Google My Business listing can be used to power Google Ads campaigns and make your marketing more effective for you. I'll pass it now to Joe, who will tell you more what Shortcuts team can do for you to boost your Google My Business listing and make you successful online with marketing on Google. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aleks. I hope you guys got as much out of that as I did. I especially love the social media compared to Google searches. I find that very funny and very interesting and extremely true. And I've noticed that a lot of salon businesses and beauty businesses have dabbled in social media advertising, but seem a little bit more reluctant for Google Ads, when really that makes it very clear that that's potentially where we need to be spending some of our advertising money. So what does the Google partnership mean for you? Well, it means that we're able to provide you with amazing information and insights into what is happening in the industry and what Google knows about it. So that's very helpful, because without that information, it's hard to know. It's a bit of witchcraft out there as to how does Google work and how can it benefit your business. So the more that our partnership progresses, the more information and insights that we can bring to you guys to help you get found on Google. I have something very exciting to tell you today. One of Google's jobs is to help connect people with businesses. That is something that they strive to do. And a big part of doing business and connecting is getting the job done, making a booking, making a phone call, and all of those types of things. So we've been working with Google on an integration via their Google by Reserve feature, which allows people to find you and make a booking with you directly from within Google. Now that is absolutely huge because it reduces the barriers of having to get them to your website and, lead them down a funnel of making a booking. So I wanted to tell you that this has just launched in Australia. We haven't actually done any marketing around it yet, but it is live and we've got hundreds of salons that are already connected to Google and receiving bookings. This is a salon that just got hooked up yesterday, so I thought I'd take a screenshot to show you that. How it works. So basically what we do is we send up all of your online booking availability to Google. And when somebody searches for your business, or as you'll see on the next screen, a salon in your suburb, and you come up on Google Maps or Google My Business, they're able to click and book directly with you, directly into the Shortcuts system. So I'll just show you the next screen, which has got a few more screenshots. So here's an example that I just literally did this morning before jumping on this webinar. I typed in hair salon, Brisbane City. And you can see there at the top of the Google search a few salons that are available in Brisbane. And you might notice that Elysium Hair Brisbane actually has this book icon, which the others don't have yet, which they will if they're Shortcuts businesses, which will then take you through to Maps or through to a page where you can see and schedule and book. This button changes a little bit. Sometimes it says book now. Sometimes it says see the schedule, different things. I think Google play around with different options to find out which ones work best. And then just on one simple panel there on the right-hand side, the person or the client or the user is able to pick a date, pick a time, whether they want morning, afternoon or evening, select a service and even choose one of your employees, one of your staff members. And then underneath of that will be a bunch of availabilities where they can book using their Google login, which will create an appointment directly into your Shortcuts appointment book. So if you've got online booking, this is available for you guys now. If you're not up there yet, when you go and check out your Google My Business page, you will be in the next few days. It's sort of Google is still rolling it out, and it will work exactly the same way as your online booking. So services that you have available for online booking will be sent up, and all of your availability will be based on that. So again, another reminder to make sure that your roster is up to date and the services that you want available for booking online is all up to date in your Shortcuts system. There is no extra charge for this. It's just included as part of your online booking service. So we are super excited to be able to announce that to you today. Okay, so Shortcuts is an accredited Google partner. So as I've said a few times, we've been working with Google for a long time now, and we at Shortcuts are very, very passionate in understanding ways that we can leverage Google to help you guys acquire new clients. We see that as part of our role is to help connect people with you. So we've actually invested in our own digital marketing team, which is available here to service you exclusively. That is all that they do. And I'm going to introduce you to Naomi in a minute, who's sitting on my left here. So we can provide you with services around Google My Business, SEM, so Google Ads, and SEO. And because we have the benefits of being an accredited partner, we're able to work with Aleks and her team to ensure that the campaigns that we set up for you guys do really, really well. We get access to a lot of data and we can see how they're going. And I'm really pleased to say that our ads are performing better than average in this industry. And we will be continuing to grow this team and our services to be able to support you. So I wanted to introduce you to some of the things that we are doing. So first off, the very first thing you need to do after this webinar is go and check out your Google My Business listing. Now, this is free from Google and you can set it up yourself. there's a bit to it, and if you really want to be optimized, we've done the training, we've done the learnings, we've gone to many sessions with Google to learn how to do this so that we can provide these services to you. If you want us to take care of your Google My Business, we can set it up for you for just $95. So I'm not sure how valuable your time is, but I'm sure a haircut, costs more than that these days, and certainly a facial does. So, if you want us to take care of that for you, we will be able to do that. So you just need to contact us after this webinar. And we also have a 3-month package, which I highly recommend, because what that does is it's not just a static page. Google is putting a lot of focus onto this, and Aleks can probably tell us a bit more later, and growing this to be something that's more dynamic. So if you didn't know, you can put posts on your Google My Business page like you can your social posts. You can respond to reviews, and you can get questions and answers and other various different things. So it's a little bit more dynamic. And the more information that you're pumping into Google, we say Google loves Google. So the more you tell Google about your business, the more it tells other people. So to make your life easier, if you're wanting to give that a try, we've got a really affordable package there for $225. So you can get started for, at a really reasonable cost to see how that goes for your business, and how that, especially if you've got online booking and you're wanting those bookings to come through Google by Reserve. For your Google My Business page to be found, it needs to be optimized and ideally updated every single month with information. So we've got those offers there. We also have some Google ad packages, and we've started from, we've put a variety of options in there because we know that some people like to start small and then build up. And included in that Google ad package is also the Google My Business Management. So if you're thinking this is a time, you can see based on what's happening in the industry that this is growing rapidly, and there's a huge opportunity for you guys to grab some of that search that's happening on there, and we can help you both organically and through digital marketing spends like this. So we've got packages from $299 a month up to just over $1,200 a month, depending on your budget and how many customers you're wanting to achieve. So we would love you to come and have a chat to us about that. And for you guys on the webinar today, we've got a really, really special offer. We would like to offer you all a 20-minute obligation-free digital health check. So Naomi and Ben on our digital marketing team will be just set up a time, and they will go through your Google My Business and your website and other things that you've got happening online, and give you some tips and tricks on how you could improve that. And there's absolutely no obligation to purchase ads or anything like that. We just want you to be found online. And if you do decide to take one of our packages for Google Ads, we're going to waive the setup free for you guys. And if you purchase one of the top 2 packages, I think it is, we're also going to throw in a Google Home Mini, which is awesome. And if you haven't got one of those, you definitely need one or more in your life because they're super fantastic. So I'd just like to introduce you to Naomi, who's sitting on my left here. She's our awesome Google girl.
Yeah, I'm sure I've already called a number of you and said hello, so I guess putting a face to a voice. But yeah, I look forward to discussing with you in a bit more detail in the future all our Google packages.
Yeah, great. So please take up that offer for the free digital health check, because it's a great way to find out what you're doing really well or what you can do to improve. So that would be great. So there's a phone number there, or you can just contact us here at Shortcuts and ask to speak to Naomi, and she'll be more than happy to chat to you. I'm sure she'll reach out to you via email following the webinar, so you can have a conversation that way as well, which will be really great. So just before we wrap up, we wanted to see if you've got any questions for either Aleks or myself. So I'll just have a little look in the chat box and bring Aleks back on. Hey, Aleks.
Hey, Joe, I can't see any questions. Can you?
I'm just having a look. Okay, so we've got a couple of questions. How do we as business owners maintain our Google My Business page? How do we add and change, add photos, respond to reviews, etc.? Okay, that's a really great question. I can't see who put that in. But yeah, cool. So it takes a bit of work. It's pretty easy to set up. I mean, all Google products are pretty amazing and user-friendly and easy to use. And but it takes a bit of time. You need to first of all go in there and fully optimize it. If you haven't claimed your page, you need to do that so that it is yours, and then you have control of it. And then you can go in there and optimize it, and on a regular basis check for reviews and do postings. I'm not sure, Alex, do you have anything else to add about that?
Sure. Joe, great answer, first of all. And I just want to say that Joe and the entire team, they spent a couple of days here at Google learning about Google My Business, and they went through all the training. So probably at this point, they might even know more than I do. But to give you a little bit more context over here with the Google My Business as a product, I don't know if you remember, but 4 or 5 years ago, Google My Business listing has been pretty static. What it means is that a lot of people and a lot of businesses would create a listing and forget about it. So it was set and forget. We have been going through a lot of change within Google My Business in the past year. And right now we're trying to make this product, this solution, more active and engaging. We see it as a platform between you and your customers. So it's a spot-on question, because the goal here is to maintain it, make sure it's an active listing. How you can do it? Exactly as Joe said, you can respond to reviews, you can respond to questions that appeared on your Google My Business listing. You can add posts. Post is think about it like a social media update, yet on Google Maps. What's also really cool about a Google My Business listing is that you can add a lot of pictures of your business, of the services, of your staff, to make it more appealing and more engaging. One really, really cool feature that has launched, I think, a month ago to everyone is a messaging feature, meaning that a lot of your customers can not only call you directly from Google Maps, but they can also send you a message and schedule an appointment. So a lot of cool new features that came up. This is an area that's growing quite rapidly within Google compared to all the other products. So it's a key to maintain a really good listing. Make sure you update it. Make sure there's a lot of interactions within your clients on the Google My Business listings. And then Shortcuts team is perfectly trained and skilled into knowing how to make you look good on Google My Business listing. And it's my job also to pass all the news and all the new features within Google My Business listing to the Shortcuts team to make sure, again, they help you connect with customers, and they make sure that your business listing stands out.
Excellent. That's very, very cool. Yes. And I mean, I think that's why we've put together these packages, is because we know that you guys are just busy doing what you do and looking after clients. But this is so, so valuable to helping you get found and get more bookings on Google. So that's why we've introduced this whole part to what we do. Okay, so Karen has asked, can this information be emailed to us? Absolutely. At the end of the webinar, you'll be sent a link so you can watch this again if you'd like to, or have a look through it. It's the Google Reserve feature. Can we filter services so they appear in Google in the order that we need? The system is showing a list of services randomly picked from shortcuts. Yes. At Google Reserve. Okay, cool. So that's just in there twice. Yes, we don't. I mean, we can only send to Google what Google allows to take. So at the moment, that is how it is. I know that Google will be working on this feature moving forward. For example, with Google Reserve, you can only book one service, and we know that a lot of our clients want to book more services. So my suggestion would be to have minimal number of services to make it easy for your client to choose what they want. And if you have, like a cut and a color, put that together in one service, which is like a package with multiple blocks, so that the client can just book the one thing for potentially 2 or 3 services. This is very, very new, just launched in Australia, last week, and been in the US for a little while, but I'm sure that many more changes will come and it will evolve to be even better for our industry. So if you think about it, it started in the hotel industry and the restaurant industry. And I always say, you know, booking a hotel room and booking a table at a restaurant is completely different to booking hair, beauty or barber services. The stuff that we do is quite complicated, and working with Google, they understand that, and I know that over time that they will improve the experience, but it's pretty good. So my advice is right now, keep your services succinct, don't send up too many, make it easy for the clients to book. Cool. I think that's, hang on, let me just see if there's any more here. Is there a way to track conversions from Google Ads? Yes, we can track a lot, and we're working on tracking more, aren't we? So we know that that's very important. I want you to be able to see that you're spending X hundred on ads and it is generating, you know, this much in revenue. So we can do quite a bit of tracking, and there's also more to come in that area as well.
Yes, just to add to that, and again, great question, because what we want to prove within Google advertising is that you get your return on investment, right? So whenever you decide to spend, let's say, $100 on Google per month, you get, let's say, $500 in bookings. So a conversion for you can be a booking, phone call, visit to your actual salon, and then within Google Ads and Google Analytics, we are able to set it up using conversion tracking pixels. So the shortcuts team is trained and knows how to do it. There's a little bit of a technical implementation, but it's not that difficult. We have a whole idea, again, to make sure that we prove ROI on every dollar that you spend on Google Ads.
Awesome. I have a question for you, Aleks, that I'm sure some of our attendees would be interested in. If a local business starts a Google AdWords campaign, how long do you think they should expect it to take for them to get results, to know if it's working or not working?
Good question. I would say let's give it at least 3 months to see how the campaign is performing. As I was mentioning before, obviously at Google we love data, and the more data we can collect, the better we can optimize your campaign and identify who is converting. So who are the users that are booking or calling your business. So the longer the campaign runs, the more information we have and the better we can make it. Typically it's around, I would say, 3 months. If you want to have a full picture of how your business is performing, give it at least half a year, because there's a lot of seasonality as well with a lot of verticals, and I'm sure it's also the case for you. So I would say an absolute minimum 3 months, ideally if it's 6 months before you make a decision if the ads are working for you or not.
Yeah, the more time Google can learn, the better it can find the right people for you.
Exactly.
So tell us, what happens if we do not get on this Google marketing bandwagon? Are we going to be left behind?
Well, look, as we all know, all people are online those days, and they use their phones as a source of truth to find information, to get things done. It's beautiful to see that the Google Reserve feature is right now available to make it so seamless for businesses. And what we see over here is that the businesses that are thriving are those businesses that adapt into the change. No matter if they're big or small, as long as they are on board and go, obviously, with the trend and the digitization, they can be successful, and they will be successful. So obviously it's important to be present online, because that's where your customers are. So if you're not there, this is like as if you were closing the doors to your physical store. So our recommendation at Google is, yes, to jump and be taken by a trend in digital and online expansion, and don't be afraid to try, because if you're not happy with the results, you can pause the campaigns at any time. Just give it a try and see how it's working for you and your business.
Excellent. Yes, that's cool. My advice too. I mean, you've got to, the early adopters that get onto these types of things, especially as we know the opportunity is huge in this space on Google, I think are going to reap the biggest rewards. Now is the time to give it a go. Somebody has asked, Liliana, I don't know if I've said your name right. Sorry, apologies if I've not said that correctly. Where to search report to how many bookings on Google Reserve? I actually don't know the answer to that, but I know we've got a lot of information coming out about Google Reserve in the next few days, or the next couple of weeks when we actually kick off the campaign and tell everybody about it. So you guys are getting the first preview that it's actually live. So keep an eye out for the emails, and I'm pretty sure there's a webinar that we're going to do that is specifically on Google Reserve. So come along to that one as well, which will be great. All right, well, we might wrap it up there, mindful of your time, unless there's any more questions. Thank you so much, Aleks, for your time today. We really, really appreciate it and love working with you, as you know, and thank you to everybody who attended.
Thank you, Jo, and thanks so much for dialing in. We all know you're very busy, so thank you for investing that time into learning a little bit more about Google and how to bring your businesses online.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.